So it's 6:37. I'd like to call the December 12, 2017 meeting of Milledgeville City Council to order. I'll start by asking the clerk to call the roll, please.
Mr. Chambers?
Here.
Mr. Mullins?
Here.
Mr. Reynolds?
Here.
Ms. Shinholster?
Here.
Ms. Walden?
Here.
Dr. Lee?
Here.
We do have a quorum. At this point, I'd like to ask everyone to join me as we stand for the prayer and the pledge. Bow ahead. Lord, bless us as we gather today for this meeting. Guide our minds and hearts so that we will work for the good of our community. Teach us to be generous in our outlook, courageous in the face of difficulty, and wise in our decisions. Father, thank you for being the source of our guidance. We ask in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. So you all received copies of the minutes of the November 28, 2017 regular council meeting. Are there any corrections? Do I hear a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. I'll ask clerk to call the roll.
Mr. Chambers?
Aye.
Mr. Mullins?
Aye.
Mr. Reynolds?
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster?
Aye.
Ms. Walden?
Aye.
Dr. Lee?
Aye.
Motion carries. Under old business, we do have one public hearing on the agenda tonight. At this point, I'll lay out the ground rules for the hearing for consideration by council. The procedure for this hearing will be as follows. Once it's been determined that the hearing has been properly advertised, the clerk will read the proposed amendment. We will then hear the advisory decision of the Planning and Zoning Commission. Council will first hear from the applicant, any persons who would like to speak in favor of the amendment. Council will then hear from any persons who would like to speak in opposition to the amendment. We'll then give the applicant an opportunity for rebuttal. Rebuttal must be limited to points or issues raised by opposition. Anyone choosing to speak must address his or her remarks to the mayor and city council and not to others in the audience. Any debate between those for and against the proposal should be strictly avoided. Public hearing to be considered tonight is ordinance 017100017 to allow special use for the property located at 917 North Wilkinson Street as a car lot with a maximum of 6 cars. I'll ask the clerk to read the ordinance, please.
An ordinance amending the ordinance passed and adopted on the 10th day of December 2002, known as the Land Development Code of the City of Milledgeville, Georgia. Ordinance grants a special use for the property located at 917 North Wilkinson Street, Suite 7. The special use is for an automobile lot with a maximum of 6 cars.
Has this public hearing been properly posted and advertised?
Yes, sir, it has been.
I'd like to ask Zoning Administrator Mervyn Graham to provide a report to include the advisory decision of the Planning and Zoning Commission.
This was unanimously approved, and it is for just 6 cars.
Thank you so much. So at this point, is there anyone present who would like to speak in favor of the amendment? Anyone?
They're calling in right now.
Calling in right now. Buddy Rowe. Hearing none, is there anyone present who would like to speak in opposition? Oh, you ready?
I know that was me and I.
You just need to state your name and your address, please.
Tony Havier. My home address is 309 Pebble Hill Road,
Perfect.
Milledgeville,
Thank
Georgia.
you.
And I speak in favor.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That it?
If that's what you like to say, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Anyone present who would like to speak in opposition? Is there anyone on council who would like to ask questions or make statements?
I like this format.
I do have a question, though. You know I can't resist. And this is directed to Mervyn, I guess. I noticed that you said 6 cars, and that was the approval that they gave for 6 cars.
Right, that's the maximum. He can have less than that, but you have to provide parking for each vehicle if he's gonna have it up there for sale. And so That was the maximum.
So we don't expect to ride by there and see 7, 8, or 10 cars
Not
there at any
supposed to,
time?
I mean, if you do, let us know.
Okay, 6 cars,
Right, that's
All
the
right.
fact.
okay.
No, one more question then.
So,
One more question on that. If he improves his lot size, can he carry more cars?
it would need to come back before planning and zoning and before you to get the approval, because the special use does have the stipulation. And so does the ordinance that the maximum cars is 6.
Okay.
If you choose to have more, expand the space, he does have to come back.
He will have to come
Either way.
back. Okay.
So when I look at the site map provided, Havies Automotive, it looks to me like there's over 30 parking spaces.
Right, but that's a little strip mall, and he's got other businesses there, so you had to take into consideration the parking for his other businesses. So
Other thing.
keep it.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Havey originally just started off as a, internet sales. And he says that he does bring in 2 or 3 cars, and which means, of course, we have to verify the zoning on the state license if he actually has cars on site, which is requiring him to do this, and he has to have the parking.
So, okay, so he's gonna, will they have to do something, back to you with parking, with cars parked on site, or this
No, ma'am.
paves the way for him to park 6
Right,
cars?
This is good.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
And that there is sufficient clearance as far as traffic and, other visitors coming in and out with other businesses, so on and so forth. So,
We have on-site, adequate on-site parking for all suites and for the seat. We have enough, the seat, we have enough room for 10 additional spaces. Should be enough.
For those of you interested, that's Tim Thomas and Timber Lane Road, Milledgeville, Georgia.
All right. Anyone else? This concludes presentation of evidence. I'll entertain a motion on the ordinance.
Motion we approve.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Mr. Chambers,
Aye.
Mr. Mullins,
Aye.
Mr. Reynolds,
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster,
Aye.
Ms. Walden. Dr. Lee.
Motion carries. Moving on to new business, I would ask clerk to read Resolution R1712047 by caption.
A resolution of City Council of the City of Milledgeville approving the proposed plan of finance of the Macon-Bibb County Hospital Authority, including the issuance of the Macon-Bibb County Hospital Authority Revenue Anticipation Certificates.
All right, having heard the resolution, do I hear a motion to adopt?
Move to
So
adopt.
moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Ask the clerk to call the roll.
Mr. Chambers,
Aye.
Mr. Mullins,
Aye.
Mr. Reynolds,
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster,
Aye.
Ms. Walden. Dr. Lee.
That motion carries. Next on the agenda, I would ask clerk to read Resolution R1712048 by caption.
A resolution to authorize an amendment to the Articles of Agreement with the Georgia Department of Natural Resources to extend the completion deadline for the Fishing Creek Community Trail Downtown Connector.
Mr. Ball, do you have any comments on this?
Yes, sir. I'll just kind of briefly explain that. You recall, 2 years ago, the city, or several years ago, the city received a recreational $100,000 grant from DNR to extend an unimproved segment of the Fishing Creek Community Trail from where it terminates at Elbert Street all the way to Wilkinson Street. The city entered into an agreement with the DNR that included a deadline of 31 December 2017 to complete the project. We were poised to execute the project, but there's one easement that's taking longer than anticipated. The estate, it's in the James Long estate, that's intestate, so they've been trying to settle the estate. The executive is willing to work with us, but on the advice of his counsel, he's been enjoined from entering into an easement till the final settlement. So we're hoping that'll happen in the coming year, and then so the DNR is extending our deadline by 1 year to allow us to complete the project. So that's basically what it is.
Thank you so much. Any questions, comments? So having heard the resolution, do I hear a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Mr. Chambers,
Aye.
Mr. Mullins,
Aye.
Mr. Reynolds,
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster,
Aye.
Ms. Walden, Dr. Lee.
And that motion carries. Next up, I'll ask the clerk if he would please read Resolution R 1712049 by caption.
To cancel the December 26, 2017 council meeting due to the Christmas holiday.
Have the-
Move.
That's pretty self-explanatory.
Second.
Heard the resolution here, a motion or a second? Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Mr. Chambers,
Aye.
Mr. Mullins,
Aye.
Mr. Reynolds,
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster,
Aye.
Ms. Walden, Dr. Lee.
And that motion carries. Next on the agenda is Resolution R 1712050. I'll ask the clerk to call to read by caption.
A resolution to authorize an agreement with Goodwin, Mills, and Kaywood for the engineering design of a proposed water treatment plant.
So you've heard the resolution. Do I hear a motion to adopt?
Make the motion that we do adopt.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Mr. Chambers,
Aye.
Mr. Mullins,
Aye.
Mr. Reynolds,
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster,
Aye.
Ms. Walden, Dr. Lee.
That motion carries. Next on the agenda is Resolution R 1712015. I'll ask the clerk to read by caption.
To authorize a contract with Judicial Alternatives of Georgia for probation services in the Milledgeville Municipal Court.
Having heard the resolution, do I hear a motion to adopt?
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Mr. Mayor, Councilwoman Shinholster, that question you raised in the work session regarding the MPOU, that is the Misdemeanor Probation Oversight Unit, which is a part of the Department of Community Supervision under the Secretary of State's office.
Is misdemeanor what?
Misdemeanor Probation Oversight Unit.
We missed it. Okay. Thank you, sir, for the clarification. So you've heard the resolution. Do I hear a motion to adopt?
We did.
We've already done that. We just got to,
On to the vote.
want to do it again? Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Mr. Chambers,
Aye.
Mr. Mullins,
Aye.
Mr. Reynolds,
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster,
Aye.
Ms. Walden, Dr. Lee.
And that motion carries. We do have 2 alcohol license applications to consider tonight. First is for Boot and Rally, doing business as Buffington's on 120 West Hancock Street. I'll ask the clerk to read the application.
This is for Amelia L. Huffstetler on behalf of Boot and Rally, doing business as Buffington's, located at 120 West Hancock Street, and this is for beer and wine and liquor and Sunday sales and alcoholic beverage catering license. And this is a name change. We approved last time their renewal, but they've decided to change the name of ownership on that. That's why it's coming again.
Okay. So you've heard the application. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Mr. Chambers,
Aye.
Mr. Mullins,
Aye.
Mr. Reynolds,
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster,
Aye.
Ms. Walden,
Aye.
Dr. Lee.
Aye.
And that motion carries. The next license application is for Soul Masters Barbecue and Lounge located at 451 North Glen Street. I'll ask the clerk to present the application.
This is for Clifford W. Holsey on behalf of Soul Masters Barbecue and Lounge located at 451 North Glen Street, and this is for a liquor license. They have their other licenses, alcohol license, but they're adding the liquor portion to their license now.
So you've heard the application. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
So we've already approved their license for 2018.
Yes, sir, that's my understanding. They're adding to what they already have. That's right.
Okay.
I'll ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Mr. Chambers,
Aye.
Mr. Mullins,
Aye.
Mr. Reynolds,
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster,
Aye.
Ms. Walden,
Aye.
Dr. Lee.
Aye.
That motion carries. Tonight, we also have several alcohol license renewals. Hearing no objection, I'll ask the clerk to present them all in mass, and then we will adopt them all in mass.
AUBM Incorporated doing business as The Brick, 136 West Hancock Street for beer, wine, liquor, Sunday sales, consumption on premises. Metropolis Cafe LLC, located at 138 North Wayne Street for beer, wine, Sunday sales, and catering, consumption on premises. Cohen Brothers Management doing business as Barbaritos, 148 West Hancock Street, beer, Sunday sales, and catering, consumption on premises. BTJ Holdings Incorporated doing business as Gringos, 107 West Hancock Street, beer, wine, liquor, consumption on premises. Progressive Restaurant Concepts doing business as Pickle Barrel, 1892 North Columbia Street, beer, wine, liquor, Sunday sales, catering, consumption on premises. Jank Incorporating doing business as Blackbird Coffee, 114 West Hancock Street, beer, wine, Sunday sales, consumption on premises. Soul Masters Barbecue, here's the repeat, 451 North Glen Street, beer, this will be consumption on premises. BTJ Holdings Incorporating doing business as Arby Lanes, 114 South Wayne, beer, wine, liquor, consumption on premises. Kirk's Jerk Chicken, 128 North Wayne Street, beer, consumption on premises. Stugard Light Blue LLC doing business as a local Yokel Cafe, 117 West Hancock Street, beer, wine, Sunday sales, consumption on premises. The Velvet Elvis LLC doing business as the Velvet Elvis, 113 West Hancock Street, beer, wine, liquor, Sunday sales, catering, consumption on premises. BGRG Incorporating doing business as Banditos, 119 South Wayne Street, beer, wine, liquor, Sunday sales, catering, consumption on premises. Sri Hari Business Incorporating doing business as AM City, 1557 Vincent Highway, beer, wine, liquor, package to go. Jet Food Store of Georgia Incorporating doing business Jet Food Store number 29, 301 East Hancock Street, beer, wine, package to go. Jet Food Stores of Georgia Incorporating doing business Jet Food Store number 59, 301 East Hancock Street, beer, package to go. Jet Food Stores of Georgia Incorporating doing business as Jet Food Store number 61, 301 East Hancock Street, beer, wine, package to go. Shahi Arav Incorporating doing business H&H Deli and Grocery, 1441 Vincent Highway, beer, wine, package to go. Walmart Supercenter number 1121, 2592 North Columbia Street, beer, wine, package to go. 428 Lake LLC doing business as Tipsy's Liquor, 1887 North Columbia Street, beer, wine, liquor, catering, and that's consumption to go. JY Stop and Shop Incorporating doing business Stop and Shop, 550 South Wilkes Street, beer and wine, package to go. Georgia Wines and Spirit LLC, doing business as Beverage Depot, 201 Robertson Mill Road, beer, wine, liquor, package to go. Haya and Mahi LLC, doing business as Stop and Go, 1200 Vincent Highway, beer, wine, package to go. Corson's Winery, 133 South Wayne Street, wine, package to go. Yanami LLC, doing business as Stop and Save, 844 West Thomas Street, beer, wine, package to go. Sri Ganesh Sai LLC, doing business as The Marketplace, 821 North Columbia Street, beer, wine, package to go. S&R Package Store Incorporated, doing business as S&R Package Store, 850 South Wayne Street, beer, wine, liquor, package to go. Lakshmi Ganesh Corp., DBA Shell Convenience Store, 210 Robertson Mill Road, beer, package to go. S&H Shortstop Number 2, LLC, doing business as S&H Shortstop Number 2, 1431 West Hancock Street, beer, wine, package to go. Walgreens Company, doing business as Walgreens Number 108, 2350 North Columbia Street, beer, wine, package to go. Veer Prime LLC, doing business as Family Foods, 191 West Andrew Street, beer, wine, package to go. That concludes the list.
Good job.
Thank you.
So you've heard the applications. Is there a motion to approve in mass?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Mr. Chambers,
Aye.
Mr. Mullins,
Aye.
Mr. Reynolds,
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster,
Aye.
Ms. Walden, Dr. Lee.
Aye.
And that motion carries. All right, due to the resignation of one of the members of the Baldwin County Housing Authority Board, I would like to appoint Jim Fain to fill that position effective immediately. We've got a reason to go into closed session. I need to amend the agenda. I need a motion to amend the agenda to go into closed session.
Make a motion that we amend the agenda to go into closed session for a pending litigation.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. I ask the clerk to call the roll.
Mr. Chambers,
Aye.
Mr. Mullins,
Aye.
Mr. Reynolds,
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster,
Aye.
Ms. Walden, Dr. Lee.
Aye.
At this point, we need a motion to go into closed session.
Make a motion that we go into closed session to discuss pending litigation.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. I ask the clerk to call the roll.
Mr. Chambers,
Aye.
Mr. Mullins,
Aye.
Mr. Reynolds,
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster,
Aye.
Ms. Walden, Dr. Lee.
Aye.
That motion carries. At this point in time, we'll be going into closed session for a few minutes, and we'll reconvene shortly. Thank you. You ready? I'd like to call the December 12th, 2017 meeting of Milledgeville City Council back into order. I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Mr. Chambers,
Here.
Mr. Mullins,
Here.
Mr. Reynolds,
Aye. Here.
Ms. Shinholster,
Here.
Ms. Walden,
Here.
Dr. Lee.
Here.
Council did go into executive session to discuss a pending legal matter. Hearing no further business to conduct, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Hearing no objection, we stand adjourned.